We're out here, even though I may in fact be retiring from my serious amateur bodybuilding career, I am still enough of a meathead to want to be out here with what little remains of my steroid-enhanced physique to show you guys how to really get after it in a way that does not involve a gym. Getting after it in the gym is great, but a lot of them are closed these days, and you really don't have to pay those guys gym membership fees anyway, because all you really need is a bar and some parallel bars, or dips, pull-ups. If you add weight, you're going to get bigger, and if you are a clean-eating, hard-working natural bodybuilder, you'd be a lot healthier than you will if you dabble in steroids like I did. I got an enlarged heart, and it's a testament to my bigorexia that I've yet to truly address, that I'm still out here doing the meathead thing of I'm going to actually do resistance exercise now, even though I have a severely enlarged heart, because I want to show off the goods. I want to get a pump. Hopefully, even though the sun is setting, I'll be warm enough that I can legitimately take my shirt off and show you guys how good a 51-year-old can look. I'll be 52 in a few days here. I've got weights, which like iron plates, but any weight will work. Even water weight. It doesn't have the density of iron, but it is weight nonetheless. I'm leaving this one out till my second or third set. We'll warm up with just the pack. Actually, we'll warm up with just me. I go underhand. You can handle a lot more weight with an underhand grip. It's called supinated. This is pronated, this is supinated. When you are supine, you are laying down on your back. When you are prone, you are laying on your face. This is pronated, this is supinated. Supinated position, you are stronger. The stronger the better. They're called compound movements for a reason. You do want to involve the arms, the biceps. It is a compound movement. It's the best, most legitimate, and most effective movements for gaining mass, which is what we're after as meatheads and bigorexics. Okay, let's do this thing. See, my former self, I always wanted to be able to hit 10 pull-ups. I've been able to do that for a while now. As you can probably see, I could probably hit 12 right now. Chin-ups, not bad for an old man. But where I've made the gains is the progressive resistance, shallow. You don't need weights in a gym or some sort of elaborate pull-down machine. You can pull your body up to the bar. It's actually a more effective exercise. What was I saying? Yes, the fact that you're adding weight to the movement is the reason your muscles get bigger, and if given sufficient time, they'll get quite large. It could take 10 years to get, it could take 10 years to get the gains, the legitimate gains, the not hard on your body gains, that you could achieve, theoretically, in 1 year or two. If you compress all that time, and of course you're also drastically upping your we'll edit this part out. Toxic load. I like long rest periods between sets. I think anybody would agree. You want to attack your next set as fresh and strong as possible. I like 4 or even 5 minutes. Oh, yes. One of the reasons for my decision to lay off weight training, at least the intensive kind, bodybuilding as people like me do it, involves training to failure and upping your metabolic rate by eating more food so that you can support more muscle tissue is something that your body just does not want to do and will refuse to let you do it beyond a certain extent unless you're drug assisted. But even adding on 2, 3, 4 pounds of muscle tissue is a lot of work for your heart. It's a lot of extra work for your heart. Your heart is working hard all the time as it is. But the leaner and smaller your frame, the lower your oxidative load, the longer you will live. Period. And that is why big dogs die much sooner than small dogs, because they are consuming much more caloric energy per day than the small dog is, and thus burn through their lifespan much more quickly than a small dog does. Twice as quickly, actually. Twice as big a dog. Burns through its caloric allotment that we all have as organisms. Burns through its caloric allotment twice as fast, and thus grows haggard and old, whereas a normal or small dog at the same age would still be middle-aged. The giant breeds are haggard and old. It's 5 or 6 and die at 7 or 8, right? It's exactly the same if you're trying to be a big dog as a bodybuilder or a bigorexic such as myself, who never felt big enough to qualify as a very masculine man. Yes, we could talk about my dysmorphia all day long, but the point is, eventually you realize that bodybuilding is probably counterproductive if longevity is your ultimate goal. You realize at some point that bodybuilding is probably counterproductive if longevity is your ultimate goal. And in fact, a man who's training hard 3 times a week for the next 10 years, if I were that man, I would no doubt be more haggard than if I employed a much more moderate training protocol, let's say, that did not involve gaining any muscle mass, but in fact sought to streamline my frame and achieve a balance below my set weight. That is what increases lifespan. It's done early enough in life, it can greatly increase lifespan. In my case, that won't be the case, but I would like to do everything I can not to disappoint my daughter, who is, going to be deeply ashamed and embarrassed of having an old grandfatherly father. And this I know for a fact because my father was the same age relative to me that I am to my daughter. And I really never forgave him his feeble, elderly, decaying, inevitable conclusion that he was coming to more quickly than other fathers, because he had chosen to have me later in life. And it's my magical alcoholic thinking that led me to think that I could somehow avoid disappointing my daughter that way. But I can't. But I can do this. I can do everything in my power to stay as young as I can, biologically speaking, by consuming as much vegetable matter and antioxidants from vegetable sources as I can, living a virtually vegan lifestyle, documenting the process, and getting my family in on the act. And this is my goal. So let's do another set with weight. This isn't much. I think I can still get 10. That was failure, even though I got a legit 8 reps. You see I slowed down, I struggled with the last rep. That was called technical failure. You don't want to go until you can't complete the last attempted rep. Do reps that you can complete, is my advice. Too many forced or assisted reps beyond what you're able to do with your own let's say 95% effort, is going to overtax your nervous system. It actually inhibits your gains. If gains is your thing, sir, adding weight is the way to do it, and a whole foods, plant-based lifestyle is going to nourish your body and give you the kind of vibrant health that supports muscle growth, if that is your thing, sir. If just being sexy and lean is your thing, and the amazing thing about the longevity diet is that there's almost complete overlap with the get lean and shredded and sexy diet. And that is such a happy coincidence, and it's God at work in our lives, telling us to eat properly, and etc., etc. The mystical backpack. This backpack was dematerialized for a good 5 or 10 minutes while I fretted and moaned, and then it came back. And I had asked for proof, and I was given proof. I was a major, unflappable skeptic, and I am no longer a skeptic. I am a believer, and there it is. Let's do another set with weight, because I'm the kind of meathead that must try to maintain muscle mass, even though my poor, pathologically corrupted heart, which is a result of my excessive steroid use, recreational steroid use, which is sheer folly, and it's probably the definition of insanity, a very fairly extreme example of bigorexia, which of course some people have worse than others. Everybody who's ever set foot in the gym has it to some extent, or a dysmorphia of some variety. They are looking to improve their bodies in some way. That is dysmorphia, but it's okay if we're just moderately built men looking to look like tough guys, and it is a suit of armor that is very costly when you look at the premature aging as the price that you're paying for wearing the suit of armor for very long. Look how hard Arnold Schwarzenegger hit the wall when he hit it. Decayed before our very eyes as a governor. He went from being the Terminator to the old Maninator, which I'm doing. Distressing. Oxidative low. Yeah! Okay, a gallon of water is 8 pounds, plus the other 8 pounds of backpack. Alright, that was close to 20 pounds, maybe more in here. 5 reps, not bad. What about the goods, man? What's it like having been off Deca now for coming up on a month? I'm flatlining, of course. I'm hoping that the other areas, you gotta have a good fitting shirt, guys, right? Not easy to find when you're as small as I am. A normal shirt makes me look, like a twerp. But in certain, if the shirt is cut right, I look alright. What? I should have got more out of that cycle, I think, right? And of course, I'm still gloating about it. Still gloating about it. Oh, bigorexia, it works. Hey. Not bad, sir. Not bad at all. It makes me want to stay here and pump up for another 5 sets. It's bad for you, guys. Every set is a little car bomb worth of free radicals being released into your system, which I hope you're supporting with lots of good plant-based nutrition, because nutrition does not come in a pill, guys. It cannot. It does not. It comes from a plant. Plants cannot be turned into pills with any effectiveness. It's just not possible. You have to eat the plant. Dark green leafy vegetables, you can't eat too many of them. You can't be too healthy. You can't have too many antioxidants. There are 15 quintillion cells. Quintillion is 3 more than a billion. So it's a million billion. There are 15 million billion cells in your body, and each one, I've heard a molecular biologist call it, each cell is a cosmos unto itself. Now, a couple of servings of canned vegetables is not going to adequately support an amazing piece of machinery like that. You should be eating vegetation all day long, and nothing but. You should be cutting flour-based products completely out of your diet. I'm talking about whole wheat flour included. The one exception I make, I do allow whole wheat pasta maybe once a week in my diet. It's fine. But I'm retiring, folks. I'm sorry. Oh, poor Boston. Poor me. That rant the other day, me talking to myself, really. I apologize, Boston. But you are a moron. I think even you at some point will admit that. You probably already do. I'm really sorry you made that agreement. And I'm trying to, I never made the agreement, but I'm trying to undo the damage I did. And I think my severely enlarged heart the recovery will be hastened if with a complete layoff from training, right? But I can't do it, right? I'm so fucking, so bigorexic, right? I'm starting a chapter. The first step is laying off the juice and hopefully getting on some PCT. I got it in the mail. It's called Clomid, all right? Hopefully it's gonna help me out. And it's like, yeah. Anyway, wish me luck. All right.